going live. It says we're live. So I wear a real estate shirt. She wears a bourbon shirt for us to talk on here. I know our last one said 2022 projections, but we ended up talking to Sonia. It was so exciting. She had just called us. She won her $410,000 deal, her first deal as a brand new realtor, just licensed, and she is off and running. How many hours did you spend with her yesterday? A few getting that thing knocked out, but we'll spend a few more getting it across the finish line. Yeah. But great job on that, Sonia. So I want to get into what's going to happen for 2022. And I know what you're thinking. Everybody's asking the question, are we in a bubble? Is it going to bust? Is this another 2008? It's old news. 2020 was great. 2021 was even better. What's going to happen in 2022? So here's the deal. I'm going to give you a 30-second synopsis for you short attention span people. You can dump off then, like her. But after that, I've got graphs, I've got charts, I've got quotes from all the top people, economists and things like that across the country as to what they think. And we're going to talk about why 2022 is not going to be a good year for real estate. It's going to be an amazing year. It's going to be even better than 2020 and 2021. And it is not, no, let me repeat, it is not 2008 all over again. So there you go. That's the synopsis. If you're a seller or a buyer or investor, it's a great year to get into real estate in 2022. And you may want to knock it out before 23 and 24. Now I'm going to prove to you why. Short attention span people, you can dump off now. But now we're going to go into the charts and the graphs. And I spent a lot of time on these. So, hey, so here's the thing. In real estate, when do most listings come on the market? Well, we know normally, right? We see them in April, May, and June. That is not going to be the case this year. We're going to see them hit now. This winter, right now, they're going to be taking off. Now, you're wondering, why the heck would they be hitting the winter? Who wants to sell or buy a house when it's 2 foot of snow on the ground? Well, there isn't any snow right now, but it's coming, right? And the answer comes from Jessica Lautz. She's the Vice President of Demographics and Behavioral Insights at NAR. If you don't know what NAR is, it's the National Association of Realtors, okay? So it's a big, big group. And what she's saying is this. Home sellers have historically moved when something in their lives changed, okay? A new baby, a marriage, a divorce, right? If a divorce, you have one sale and 2 buys, right? Lots of real estate transactions come from that, or a new job. So here's what life got in the way recently, and that's the pandemic. The pandemic has impacted everyone. And, for many, this became an impetus to sell and make a housing trade. Now, an impetus means reason, right? I don't know why they use such a fancy word, but you know how that goes, right? So, look, it held up a lot of people. They were nervous about the pandemic. They didn't want strangers coming through their house and things like that. So a lot of people held off. Well, there's a lot of sellers that are going to be looking to sell. Now, I know inventory's been bad. Buyers that are out there, look, we feel you. It's been tough with inventory, but here's what's coming. National Association of Realtors says the pandemic likely spurred occupants to shorten their home stay as tenure in the home decreased to 8 years from 10 years, according to the report. I want you to know the big difference in this. We had people staying in their homes around 10 years, but what the pandemic did is shortened that to 8 years. This is the largest single year change in home tenure since NAR began collecting such data. That's a huge swing from 10 years down to 8 years. People are going to be selling. And so here's what you're looking at. If you take a look at the years down here at the bottom, look at 1985, back in the old days in the 80s, right? It was 5, 6, 7 years. And then 2008 and 2009, the dreaded crash, right? That started climbing. People said, I'm going to stay in my houses longer. A lot of them had to because they lost, their equity had gone down in their homes. So they had to stay in it. And look at these years, man. 2015, 2016, 2017, 10 years. And boom, here we are in 2021. It dropped to 8 years. Why? Because people said, look, if I'm going to be trapped in my home, I need a home office, right? We're going to be homeschooling the kids. We need a place for them to go for that, for recreation, right? We're going to be on lockdown. We need something different. So we saw a lot of people right now switching up their homes and what they're doing. So the pandemic has delayed plans for many Americans, right? People held up for 2 years, wondering what was going to go on. So homeowners are looking to move on to the next stage of their life. They still have reasons to sell. And so recent survey data suggests the majority of prospective sellers are actively preparing to enter the market this winter right now. That's from George Raytu. He's the manager of economic research for Realtor.com, which is it is the biggest search engine for real estate out there is Realtor.com. And he is the dude that does the economic research, a very smart guy, right? So here's what we're finding happen. The majority of sellers entering the market the next year plan to list in the next 6 months. That comes from Realtor.com. This is December data, by the way. So that means like right now. 93% have already taken steps toward listing their home, including working with an agent. So all my our 136 agents in our group there, our business partners, it's time to go out and get some listings, baby, because a third of them have realtors already. That's a lot of people still out there ready to go. 65% have just listed. 19% plan to list this winter. And 36% have researched the value of their home and others in their neighborhood, as well as they've started making repairs or decluttering. Those are all selling signs. When people start decluttering, making repairs, and start researching values, they're going to be selling, right? And so we know it's coming. So Danielle Hale, who's the chief economist at Realtor.com, she's a big dog. Listings rose for the second week in a row, with our recent survey data suggesting that a growing share of homeowners are potential sellers eager to find new homes. There is reason to believe this may be the start of a welcome trend, especially as we move into the colder months. Why is it a welcome trend? Because buyers scream in unison out there, right? We couldn't find a house that we wanted. Well, good news. It's coming. We are going to see people start selling. And the other reason is this: interest rates. Sellers know that as interest rates go up, they lose some equity, right? Because buyers' borrowing power decreases. Now, are interest rates going to be bad? No, they're not going to be bad. They're actually going to be great. We saw January of 2020, actually, they were creeping up near 4%. Right now, they're around 3.1. But are we projecting an interest rate increase? Yes. Now, there's a saying, the early bird gets the worm. I would get out there and get at it right now. If you're a seller or you're a buyer, you don't want to miss out, because we believe interest rates are going to go up. And we're going to show you why. Okay. So first of all, it's good to have perspective. You've got to have perspective on mortgage rates. When I say mortgage rates are going up, I'm not saying hellfire and brimstone like it's going to be an apocalypse. Look, rates in 2018, look at them. They were up, pushing up towards 5%. We're talking about rates creeping up from low threes, going up, working their way up towards a little higher in the threes, okay? So here's what we're looking at. Home prices are impacted by rising mortgage rates. If you take a look at this, you'll see that the number of sales actually go down when the interest rates go up, right? And that's what we're looking at. They're impacted, but it's slightly, okay? So let's talk about home price appreciation. It's resistance to rising mortgage rates, primarily because most home sellers would rather withdraw from the market than sell at lower prices. What's that mean? So it's a phenomenon we refer to as downside sticky. Mark Fleming is the chief economist with First American. What it means is this: if rates go up, sellers just tend to pull off the market. Does that make sense? So you have less inventory. Buyers, if you're listening, if rates start to go up, there's going to be less inventory out there because sellers tend to pull off the market. All right. Now, the number of sales are not impacted by rising mortgage rates because we have buyers coming in like crazy. Why are buyers coming in like crazy? I think because people understand that if you want to hedge against inflation, physical assets are the way to do it. And I'm going to show you in a slide here in a little bit why that comes in, right? I mean, price of gas is going up, price of milk, right? The price of all our durable goods and things like that are going up in price. But if you own a home, and first-time home buyers, if you're out there listening, listen to this. If you own a home, even if you're getting in now where you're like, oh my gosh, the prices are so high. Look, you can hedge against inflation by the value of the house going up. And I'm going to show you a slide here in a little bit. It's going to show you a 5-year projection. It's going to knock your socks off and make you want to get into this market now, especially you millennial first-time home buyers out there. So check this out, right? Back in 89, look at the rates back then. My first house was 8.5% when I bought my first house back in 97, actually, when that happened. And so the rates we're seeing now are incredible. But look, sales continued to go up through 05, 06, and then boom, of course, the crash, right? 08, 09, 2010, and then working their way back up again. sales on this. Even as rates increase, sales continued to go up because people know they need to get in, they get off the fence. Okay, so Mark Fleming, again, our chief economist of First American, says this: context matters for purchase demand. The economy is improving, and millennials continue to age into their prime home buying years in large numbers. Prime home buying years are 33. How many millennials are becoming 33? Approximately 9 million a year for the next 10 years. That's a big, big number. By the way, millennials are the largest demographic now. It's no longer the baby boomers. Millennials drive everything. They're going to drive the entertainment industry. They're going to drive the automobile industry. They're going to drive the housing industry because they are the big kahunas now, the millennials. You baby boomers out there, myself included, better start being nice to the baby boomers. So the context remains good for the housing market. The housing market is still going to be good because you have 9 million buyers coming of age every year, and we're only building 1.5 million homes. There you go. It's going to be crazy, right? So these are 5 slides you must have on your phone this holiday season. So when you catch up with me, you will see these. I can show these to you on my phone. This is what we're looking at. Mortgage rate projections. So we look at Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and NAR, National Association of Realtors. I told you that already. What are they projecting that rates are going to be at? We're going to see a little blip in Q1 to about 3.3. Q2 going to be up a little bit more at 3.43. Q3, 3.55. By the end of the year, 3.7. Still incredibly great rates if you look at it in context, but they're going up. And so what do we see start to happen going up? We see the payments go up for the first-time home buyers and the buyers that are out there, which means they can't afford as much house, which means sellers will lose a little bit of their appreciation. Still going to be incredible. Again, I got a slide coming that's going to show you that. But here's the home price forecast for 2022. Okay, so Fannie Mae says people are going to be looking at 7.4%. Freddie Mac says 7, right, all the way down to NAR. They're a little more pessimistic at a 2.8% appreciation rate. What's inflation at right now? They're telling us it's at 3 or 4. I think it's probably closer to 5 or 6, something like that. This is why it's a good hedge against inflation. If your house is going up in value and inflation's going up, you can at least keep pace rather than having cash sitting around. And by the way, millennials, if you're out there watching this, you're looking to get into the market, you can get in with zero down. There's zero down programs out there, grant money programs. It's not what this talk is about, but just know you don't have to have 20% down. You don't have to have perfect credit. We can show you how that works. We love first-time home buyers, and it's an incredible time to be buying with that. Now, home sales are forecast to increase this year and perform well again in 2022. So, of course, right? We had 2021. Homes went up in value. Incredible, right? And the number of sales that we had, 6.9 million. Look at the projection over there for Q4 in 2022, 7.5 million in sales. Why do you think Sonia was so excited on our other one we did, like in all of our other brand new realtors that are joining with us? Because there's a lot of sales. For those of you who are just getting into real estate or thinking about getting into it, it's a great time to do it. As long as you have a good mentor to teach you the ropes and how to do it, it is something you can do. You can do it as a side hustle, or you can do it as your full-time gig. Sonia keeps selling $400,000 homes. This will be her full-time gig real soon, right? So, inventory, months inventory of homes for sale. So if you take a look at it, this is what the reason why this is not another 2008, 2009, 2010. Take a look at the inventory here. This red is symptomatic of a buyer's market, greater than 7 months worth of inventory. Well, if you take a look at 2010, we had almost a year's worth of inventory. What does that mean? That meant at the current rate of sales, if no more homes came on the market, it would take 12 years to get through all the inventory. 12 months, not 12 years, a dozen months, 12 months. These are months over here, right? But look at the seller's market. And seller's market right now means it's less than 6 months. Look, right now we have 3 months worth of inventory if no more homes came on the market. But you don't have to worry about that because I already talked about it. Sellers are going to be selling. It's going to be crazy. A neutral market is around 6 to 7 months. We'd like to see it a little more even, closer to this mark where, about 6 months worth of inventory out there. But, look, it's flying off the market and it is a great time to buy. And that's the reason why. All right. This is the slide I was talking about. Millennials, why you might want to get in. is because if you bought a house for $350,000, this is a projection that's coming in. And what they are talking about, in fact, I'm going to take this off of there. Whoops, not that one. I'm going to take this banner off because I want you to be able to see this. This is from the Home Price Expectation Survey, okay? And what they are talking about is in January of 2021, projecting through January of 2026, a $350,000 house on average would have gained you $111,285 in appreciation. Now, that right there can help you offset inflation. And for most of you millennials, you're not going to save over a 5-year period. You're not going to sock away $111,285. You're just not going to. And even if you did put away as cash, chances are inflation is going to eat that up anyways. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And again, that was from the Home Price Expectation Survey. By the way, I got links for all these slides for later if anybody wants to see them and get their hands on it like that. So we have, to help you decide what you want to do, we have available, Stacey and I, when I say we, she's back there. I have, you wonder why I have a $600 gas bill. It's because that fireplace never shuts off back there. But winter 2022 buyer and seller guides available now. Hit us up. We can get you an electronic copy or we can get you a print copy if you want. If you're not worried about killing some trees, we like to send you an electronic one. But if you want to slaughter some trees, we'll get you hooked up with one. For either buyers or sellers, there's also a millennial guide. It also comes in Espanol. For our Spanish speakers, we have that too. So here's the links. I get people copies of that. And that, my friends, is what I was talking about. This is not a 2008. This is not a 2009. 2022 is not going to be a good real estate year. It's going to be a great real estate year for buyers, sellers, and investors. It's going to be a great way to hedge against inflation. And if I can tell you anything, don't miss this boat. Stacey and I are here to help you. If you're a buyer, by the way, our first-time buyers out there, if you made it to the end, congratulations. Look, it doesn't cost you anything to use a realtor to help you buy your home. It's a big misconception. You don't pay us anything. We help you. We can help you buy a brand new home. We can help you buy an existing home. We can help you with investment properties. Just hit us up. Let's have a conversation. We've got a specific process for first-time home buyers we go through. For sellers, we have a special program for you. You can hit us up. We can tell you about that. And if you're a hero, we have the Homes for Heroes program. That's cash back after closing on homes you purchase through us. Heroes include military and their families, law enforcement officers and their families, first responders, firefighters, EMT and their families, nurses, doctors, anybody in the medical profession. We have that program for you. And of course, our teachers who are helping bring along our young people. We have the Homes for Heroes program. And then Stacey and I believe in giving back. And I'll wrap up with this. And that is this. We have our program that is Sell a Home, Save a Child. You work with us. We're actually rescuing children from really awful conditions in other countries. Part of their human trafficking. They're not being fed. They don't have medical care. And when you sell a home with us, you'll be contributing to that program. We get some more information on that so you can check it out. We like to give back a piece of our commission to that program and have that helping others. We've been super blessed. And it's because of you guys. If you're watching this and you know somebody's thinking about getting into real estate, please forward them this video or connect us on a three-way text or a three-way Facebook message. We'd love for you to introduce us to people that you know, your family, your friends, to see if maybe we have a program that can help them. Thank you so much. Stacey, you want to say anything? I'm wrapping up. That's the end. The slides are done.
It's going to be a great 2022.
Happy New Year. It's going to be a great 2022. And our deaf cat, she's completely deaf. She has no idea except that I'm pointing at her that we even did anything. She didn't meow. So thank you so much. Have a great one. Hashtag 30-Day Realtor Challenge, day 4.